prison. Details ahead.
And details on what Donald Trump discussed during the joint session last night.
Plus, we'll have reaction from around the state about Jim Justice's budget plan. 12 News Today starts right now.
This is WBOI, now in high definition. 12 News Today starts now.
Good morning, I'm Lauren Tallada. Welcome to 12 News Today.
And I'm Marissa Matola. It's Wednesday, March 1st, and it's a busy day here in our weather department as storms continue to roll in.
That's right, we do have complete team coverage this morning. Chief Meteorologist Brian Sherman is here, working hard with Christian to give us the latest. Good morning, Brian.
So March 15th and March 31st. Now, we were lucky enough to try some of those eggs yesterday. I didn't personally, but everyone else was saying how delicious they were.
That was a good egg. Christian actually just taught me how the origin came about of good eggs and bad eggs, and that was definitely a good egg.
Yeah, as we take a look at the forecast, I'll briefly mention this. Right now, we do have one closing to discuss as well.
Welcome back and good morning. It's 6:10. The WVU Institute for Water Security and Science hosted its first symposium yesterday at the Waterfront Place Hotel.
Students and experts collaborated to share their research on the state's present and future water resources and needs.
For that update, Christian, speaking of severe weather, one of the National Weather Service's duties is to send alerts regarding dangerous weather.
But sometimes they need help pinpointing those changing weather conditions from locals. Paige Hopkins reports. Now, with the state in a serious budget crisis, Governor Jim Justice has proposed several ideas to come back from the shortfall. Justice believes adding taxes on sugary drinks and cigarettes can help. He would initiate a 1-cent tax on every ounce of sugary drinks, saying that would generate $85 million. Then he wants to increase the tax for cigarettes by 50 cents and says that could create $48 million. Yesterday, we found out what residents think of the new proposed tax. And more reactions continue to pour in this week in regards to the governor's budget offer. Lawmakers are cautiously optimistic that they will eventually be able to come to a deal. The governor revised some of his proposed tax increases, including lowering a 10-cent a gallon gas tax to 4.5 cents, and then proposed to hike the cigarette tax by 50 cents per pack. Mountain State reaction to the president's address is mixed, mostly over the discussion to repeal and replace the Affordable Care Act, known as Obamacare. Advocates say over 12% of West Virginians use Obamacare, but critics say it's getting more and more costly. In Morgantown last night, as the number 12 ranked men's basketball team took on Texas, the Mountaineers did beat the Longhorns, but it wasn't without a scare. Head coach Bob Huggins fell to one knee during the game. His defibrillator went off and shocked him. Huggins said it felt like someone slammed him in the back. Huggins said he was fine and continued to coach to the rest of the game. The Mountaineers won for their coach 77-62.
Coming up after the break, it was a disappointing night for one local girls basketball team.
Our Nick Farrell will tell you which team will not be returning to states this year. It's 6:17. Morning Sports is next.
Well, it was a disappointing night last night for many Penguins fans as they could not pull off a win. They lost 4-1 to the Chicago Blackhawks.
The Blackhawks scored first and picked up momentum, and the Pens just couldn't score after their first goal. They will play at home again this Friday. Now let's check in with Nick Farrell, who has the latest in local sports.
It's time now for the Sports Zone.
Fairmont Police Department is investigating an armed robbery that happened on Wednesday night.
Police say it happened at about 7 o'clock at Monroe Muffler and Brake Service on Fairmont Avenue. Officers say a man showed a weapon and took off in a Ford Explorer with another person. The man is described as bald and standing about 6'1". Now, if you can help, please call the Fairmont Police at 304-366-9280.
52 over the past year, there have been a string of robberies in one local county.
And coming up, we'll have the details on some arrests that have been made in connection to those robberies. Your top headlines are straight ahead. New developments out of Marion County where deputies have arrested 2 people on robbery charges. Deputies say 27-year-old Joshua Thompson and 20-year-old Paris Kowarski met another man to confront him about sending lewd text messages. Thompson is also facing charges related to the robbery of the Circle K in Fairview back on February 12th. Mays, 30-year-old Charles Elkins, and 33-year-old Jamie Sims are each facing charges related to the robbery on Monroe Muffler in Fairmont.
53 coming up after the break. A house in Harrison County has caught fire again, the second time in 3 months.
We'll have details on why county officials are looking deeper into these fires. Your top headlines are straight ahead. And we had breaking news this morning as fire crews were called to the scene of a vacant house fire on Liberty Street. 911 officials say the call came in around 2:15. Now, this is the second time for the last 3 months that officials have been called to this location. West Milford Fire Department will be handling the investigation. And make sure to stay with 12 News as we work to bring you the latest.
It's 6:53. Coming up after the break. Last week, we told you about a house that caught fire for the second time in 3 months.
Well, now officials are looking deeper into the cause of this fire. Your top headlines are straight ahead.
Now for the latest developments on a fire that damaged a vacant house in Harrison County last week.
Fire officials are now saying the fire on Liberty Street in West Milford is being ruled an arson. Now, if anyone has information on that fire, please call the state's arson hotline at 1-800-233-3473.
Coming up on the Today Show and Good Morning America, the Trump administration issued new guidance regarding transgender student rights.
The 2017 Conservative Political Action Conference is in full swing. Day 2 of the conference in National Arbor, Maryland, will get underway this morning.
And North Dakota's governor says officials will restart the cleanup efforts at the protest camp where opponents of the Dakota Access Pipeline have been camping out for nearly a year. Those stories and more coming up on the Today Show and Good Morning America. But now here's Christian with another look at your local forecast. I'll definitely be heading outside today. I mean, 70s in February, hard to believe.
It's going to be hot.
All right, I'm ready. Let's
too.
do it. The Today Show and Good Morning America are coming up next.
We'll be back with updates throughout the morning and, of course, at noon.
And you can always get the latest by logging on to our website, WVOAs.com. Happy Thursday.